All right, strap in everyone, because today we are going deep on marketing channels.
Ooh, yes.
This is how companies get products into your hands.
It really is.
And if you are studying business and getting ready for exams, this deep dive is sponsored by Grade Guru. We've
Right.
got practice exams and full summaries
Yes.
to help you master all those marketing concepts.
Yeah.
You can find them over at gradeguru.nl.
So we're talking about the entire journey,
Yes.
from raw materials all the way to that final purchase.
Okay.
It's like a relay race
Right.
with different players passing the baton at each stage
Gotcha.
to ultimately deliver that value to you.
To the customer.
Yes, the customer.
All right, so let's start at the very beginning.
Okay.
Way upstream, as you said,
Yeah.
raw materials, suppliers,
Right.
the unsung heroes of it all.
Absolutely.
Think about a company like Nike.
Okay.
They need everything from the rubber for the soles to the fabric for the uppers.
Right. All of that comes from suppliers all over the world, each one specializing in their little piece of the puzzle.
So it's all about sourcing the right materials from the right places.
It is.
Then what?
Then it's manufacturing time,
Okay.
where those raw materials get transformed into components
Okay.
and then ultimately get assembled into the final product.
I see.
Imagine these massive factories,
Yeah.
robots and humans working side by side,
Wow.
putting together those shoes you love.
So it's like this carefully choreographed dance,
It really is.
with each step adding value to the product.
Yes.
Now, once those shoes are made,
Mm-hmm.
we move downstream.
Right.
And that's where those partners, the wholesalers and retailers, come in.
Exactly. So the wholesalers buy those large quantities of shoes
Okay.
directly from Nike,
Right.
and then they sell smaller batches to the retailers.
Right.
Picture these huge warehouses
Yeah.
where pallets of shoes are stacked high,
Wow.
just waiting to be shipped out.
Okay, so the wholesalers are like the middlemen
Agar.
between Nike and the retailers.
Mhm.
And then the retailers, they're the ones who finally sell to us,
Yeah.
the consumers.
Yes. To the eager consumers out there.
And there are so many different types of retailers.
Oh, there are.
From those big box stores to online giants.
Yeah.
Even those little independent boutiques.
Each retailer caters to a different part of the market.
Okay.
They offer their own unique shopping experience.
So this whole system, from the raw materials to that final purchase,
Yeah.
it's called the Value Delivery Network.
It's a web of interconnected companies,
Wow.
all working together to deliver those shoes to your feet. And it's not just shoes.
Right.
I mean, this applies to pretty much every product you can think of.
Yeah, of course.
From the food we eat to the cars we drive.
Okay, so dumb question.
Mm.
Maybe why go through all of this?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Why not just sell directly to customers and skip the middleman? A lot of companies are wrestling with this these days.
Right.
But here's the thing.
Okay.
Those intermediaries, they add value.
Okay, I'm listening.
I mean, for one, they have expertise, relationships that those manufacturers might not have.
Okay.
Imagine Nike
Yeah.
trying to manage thousands of retail stores all over the globe.
That sounds like a logistical nightmare.
It would be a nightmare.
Yeah.
So much easier to work with a handful of wholesalers
Right.
and let them handle the distribution to the retailers.
That makes a lot of sense.
And, these intermediaries, they're also out there gathering information
Oh.
about the market. They're talking to customers, observing trends,
Yeah.
collecting all this data on what is selling and what is not. I see.
Really?
And they feed that back to the manufacturer.
Okay.
It helps them make better decisions.
So they're like the eyes and ears of the manufacturer.
They are. They're out there in the marketplace.
Yeah.
But they do more than just gather information.
Okay.
They're critical in promoting the products, too.
How so?
Well, think about a retailer like Walmart.
Okay.
Way more marketing power than a small shoe manufacturer, right?
Sure.
They can run those big advertising campaigns,
Mm-hmm.
create those eye-catching displays,
Right.
and offer special promotions to boost sales.
So leveraging their reach and expertise to get those shoes in front of as many people as possible.
Exactly. And then there's tailoring those products
Okay,
to
so-
specific customer needs.
Yeah. How do intermediaries help with that?
Think about those online retailers
Like Amazon?
like Amazon. Yes.
Yeah.
They're collecting data on your browsing history,
Right.
your purchases,
Mm-hmm.
and they use that to recommend things.
Oh. Right.
You might be interested in
Yeah, yeah.
creating a more personalized experience for you.
It's like a personal shopper
It is.
who knows your tastes.
Exactly.
Okay, and then let's not forget the practical side.
Yes.
Intermediaries handle logistics.
They do. All the storage, transportation, all those warehouses, trucks, distribution centers,
Yeah.
moving products efficiently,
Mhm.
cost-effectively. And they take on financial risk, too,
Oh, okay.
like buying inventory up front,
Right.
dealing with any potential losses.
So they're taking on a lot of headaches that the manufacturers would have to deal with.
Lots of headaches. They really are partners in that value delivery process.
Not just middlemen.
Not just middlemen, no.
Now, how these intermediaries are organized,
Okay.
this is what we call channel levels.
Yes. Think of it like layers in a cake.
Okay.
So the simplest one is the direct marketing channel.
Okay.
No intermediaries at all.
Right.
The producers sell straight to the customer.
Like farmers markets?
Exactly, farmers markets.
Yeah.
Buying from the person who grew the food,
Or like Etsy, right.
or Etsy. Buying from the artist directly.
Okay.
But in reality, most companies use indirect marketing channels.
Right.
Which means there's at least one intermediary,
Okay.
maybe even multiple layers.
Gotcha.
Wholesalers, distributors, agents.
And I'm guessing the more levels there are, the less control the producer has over the final sale.
Generally speaking, yes.
Okay.
Think about a small business
Okay.
selling their products through a network of independent retailers.
Yeah.
They might have very little say in
Uh-oh.
how those retailers actually display the product or
Oh.
what prices they charge.
So it's a trade-off.
It is.
You gain wider reach,
Yeah.
maybe more sales,
Mm-hmm.
but you lose some control over the process.
Exactly. And that can create some interesting dynamics,
Okay.
especially when those channel members have different goals and priorities.
Speaking of different goals and priorities,
Yeah.
what happens when those channel members don't see eye to eye? Yes.
That's channel conflict, right?
Channel conflict, that's right.
Okay.
It's a real thing.
Yeah.
Think about two competing car dealerships in the same city,
Yeah.
selling the same brand of car.
Mm-hmm.
They might start undercutting each other on price or poaching each other's customers.
Yikes.
It creates tension and even animosity. So that's horizontal conflict, right?
That's horizontal conflict between firms at the same level of the channel.
I see.
Now, imagine a clothing manufacturer
Okay.
wants to maintain a certain image,
Mm-hmm.
a certain pricing structure,
Yeah.
but a big box retailer comes along
Okay.
and decides to discount those clothes like crazy just to clear out inventory.
To get rid of them.
Yeah, that could create a vertical conflict
Right.
with the manufacturer feeling like the retailer's devaluing their brand.
Oh, I see.
So horizontal conflict,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like sibling rivalry,
Okay.
and vertical conflict is more like a parent-child squabble.
So channel conflict.
Hmm.
Real headache for companies.
It can be.
What are some ways that they can minimize it?
Well, one approach
Yeah.
is to establish really clear guidelines,
Okay.
expectations for everyone.
Right.
This could be things like setting pricing policies,
Okay.
outlining the promotional strategies,
Yeah.
really defining everybody's roles and responsibilities.
It's all about setting clear boundaries, right?
It is.
Making sure everyone's on the same page from the very beginning.
Absolutely. Another approach is using incentives
Oh, okay.
to encourage cooperation.
Like what?
So maybe a manufacturer offers retailers a bonus
Okay.
if they hit certain sales target,
Okay.
or they stick to the brand guidelines.
Kind of like a carrot and stick approach.
Yeah, reward the good behavior, penalize the bad.
I see.
And of course, communication is key.
Of course.
Companies have to foster open and transparent communication
Right.
between all those channel members,
Okay.
so any potential issues can be addressed quickly and effectively.
It sounds like managing these channel relationships is a lot about people skills.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
It's not just about business.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of managing those relationships,
Okay.
let's talk about vertical marketing systems,
Okay. What are those?
or VMSs for short.
VMSs. Okay.
So a VMS,
Hmm.
it's basically a way for companies to exert more control over their channels. Okay.
And hopefully reduce the chance of conflict.
Okay.
Think of it like a more structured approach
Mm-hmm.
to managing those channel relationships.
So instead of everyone operating independently,
Yeah.
they're all working together as a unified system.
Exactly, like a team.
Okay.
And there are three main types.
Okay.
We've got corporate, contractual, and administered.
Okay, let's hear about them.
So corporate,
Mm-hmm.
a single company owns multiple levels of the channel.
It's like building their own little empire.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Controlling everything from production to distribution to retail.
Like Apple.
Like Apple, yes.
Okay.
They manufacture their own product.
Yeah.
They have their own stores.
Right.
They have their online platform.
Mhm.
They control the whole experience.
Okay, so that's corporate.
That's corporate.
What about contractual?
Contractual is all about agreements.
Okay.
So independent firms at different levels,
Okay.
bound by contracts
Right.
that spell out their rights and responsibilities,
Well, franchises are the classic example.
like McDonald's or Subway.
Exactly, McDonald's, Subway.
Yeah.
Where the franchise agrees to follow certain procedures,
Mm.
branding guidelines,
Oh, okay.
in exchange for using that company's name
I see.
and business model.
So it's win-win, right?
It is.
A franchisor expands their reach
Yeah.
without having to invest tons in new locations.
Yeah, that's right.
And the franchise gets a proven model,
Yes.
brand recognition.
And that brand recognition is so important.
Okay, so clear expectations, everyone benefits.
Everyone benefits.
Now, what about that third type?
The third type, the administered.
Yeah.
This is where one powerful member calls the shots,
Okay.
even though they don't actually own the other members.
Okay.
Think about a giant retailer like Walmart.
Yeah, they have so much power.
Oh, they do.
I mean-
They can dictate terms to their suppliers,
Yeah.
influencing everything.
Wow.
Product design, pricing, delivery
They
schedules.
can pretty much get what they want.
They pretty much can. It's the reality of the marketplace.
Wow. So those are some of the ways companies are trying to manage these channel relationships.
They are some of the ways.
Yeah.
But there are some more innovative and collaborative approaches too.
I often hear about these.
So one is the horizontal marketing system,
Okay.
where companies at the same level team up
Okay.
to create a new opportunity.
Yeah.
Imagine a bank
Mm.
partnering with a supermarket
Okay.
to offer financial services right there in the store.
Oh, that's smart.
It is.
Bringing the bank to the people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the bank gets new customers,
Okay.
and the supermarket can generate more revenue
I see.
and offer more services to their shoppers.
Yeah.
And then there's the multi-channel distribution system.
Multi-channel distribution. I've heard of that.
Yes, have you?
It's where a company uses multiple channels,
I
right,
got it.
to reach different customers.
Yes, think about a clothing brand
Okay.
that sells online
Yeah.
through catalogs
Mm.
and in their own physical stores, covering all their bases,
Yeah.
reaching customers wherever they prefer to shop.
It's like casting a wide net,
It is.
trying to catch as many fish as possible.
Exactly, because consumers these days have so many options.
Yeah, they do.
They can shop online from home,
Great.
browse a catalog,
Yeah.
or go to a store for that hands-on experience.
So it's not just about having separate channels anymore.
No, it's not.
It's about creating an ecosystem
It is.
where they all work together.
They work together seamlessly.
And the lines between those channels
Yeah.
are becoming more and more blurred.
They are.
What do you mean by that?
Well, think about how you can order something online
Yeah.
and pick it up at the store,
Right.
or you browse in a store
Mm-hmm.
and then order it online later.
Okay.
It's all about creating that seamless experience,
Okay.
regardless of which channel they choose.
So it's a challenge for companies
It is.
because they have to manage inventory,
Mm-hmm.
pricing, customer service.
Across all those channels.
Sounds like a big logistical puzzle,
It is a puzzle.
but an important one to solve.
Very important.
Now, we can't talk about this without talking about the digital revolution.
We can. It's shaken things up.
Yeah.
The internet and mobile technology have transformed how we shop,
Mhm.
how we communicate,
Yeah.
how companies reach us,
Okay.
and it's led to disintermediation.
Disintermediation, that sounds intimidating.
It's a simple concept,
Oh.
cutting out the middleman.
Okay.
Think about how we used to buy music.
Like go to a record store?
Record store, yeah.
Yeah.
Browse CDs.
Mm.
Hope you find what you want.
Oh, I remember those days.
Dude.
And the prices were outrageous.
They were.
Yeah.
Then came the internet.
Okay.
Digital downloads. You
Yeah.
could buy music directly from artists,
Yeah.
online retailers like iTunes.
Yeah.
Bypassing the record store.
Gone.
Gone.
And then came streaming.
And then streaming.
Like Spotify.
Like Spotify. Yeah.
Changed the game again.
Completely.
You don't even buy music anymore.
Right.
You pay a fee.
Yeah.
Access to millions of songs.
Crazy how much things have changed.
They have.
And it's not just music.
No.
Think about Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
Disintermediated so many industries.
So many books,
Yeah.
electronics, groceries.
Wow.
So the internet has made it so easy
Mm-hmm.
to sell directly to customers,
Yeah.
cutting out those traditional intermediaries.
Does that mean they're extinct?
That's the question.
Yeah.
Disintermediation is a trend,
Okay.
but it's not the whole story.
Oh, okay.
Intermediaries are adapting.
Okay.
They're evolving,
Okay.
finding new ways to add value.
Okay. How are they doing that?
Well, for one, they're using technology
Okay.
to become more efficient,
Right.
more cost-effective.
Mm-hmm.
They're using data analytics
Yeah.
to better understand what customers need,
Okay.
automating their warehouses,
Mm,
distribution centers,
okay.
creating online platforms
Yeah.
to connect with customers.
So they're not fighting it. They're
They're-
embracing the change.
Absolutely.
Okay. And they're also finding new ways to add value
They are.
beyond logistics.
Yes.
Like what?
Think about online marketplaces
Like Etsy?
like Etsy, Amazon Handmade.
Okay.
They're providing a platform
Yeah.
for small businesses
Right.
and artisans
Okay.
to reach a global audience.
That's amazing.
It is.
They could never do that on their own.
Not on their own, no.
So they're acting as curators,
They are.
helping customers discover these unique products.
Yes, and then you've got subscription boxes.
Oh, right. Those are everywhere.
They're everywhere. They're not just selling products.
Right.
It's an experience.
Okay.
A sense of discovery.
Yeah.
A curated selection for you.
Like those beauty boxes?
Yes, beauty boxes.
Yeah.
Makeup and skincare.
Okay.
Or the meal kit services.
Okay.
They send you all the ingredients you
Right.
need to cook dinner. They make it so easy.
They do.
Okay.
They're taking out the guesswork,
Mm.
providing convenience,
Right.
personalization,
Yeah.
creating a sense of community even.
So it's not just about point A to point B anymore.
Not anymore.
It's about the whole experience.
It's about the whole experience.
So the digital revolution has shaken things up.
Oh, it has.
Yeah.
But it hasn't ended intermediaries. They're adapting, innovating, finding new ways to add value.
That's why it's so important to understand these marketing channels.
It is.
To see the bigger picture.
The bigger picture.
And to recognize that there's not a one-size-fits-all approach.
There isn't.
I have to say, this deep dive has really opened my eyes
Oh, good.
to the complexity and importance of marketing channels.
It's more than just getting a product on a shelf.
It's this intricate dance
It is.
of suppliers, manufacturers, distributors, retailers, consumers.
All working together, sometimes against each other,
Yeah.
to deliver value.
And create those shopping experiences that we take for granted.
We do take them for granted.
All right, well, before we move on,
Yes.
for all you business students,
Yes.
Grade Guru has you covered.
They do.
Head to gradeguru.nl
That's right.
for practice exams, summaries, all the resources you need to master this topic.
They've got you covered.
Okay, now I'm ready for the next stage.
All right.
Let's talk about how companies actually design their marketing channels.
Okay.
Because it's not just a random process, right?
Not random at all.
There's a strategy behind it.
Absolutely. Designing those channels is crucial to any business.
Okay, so what are the main things they consider when designing their channels?
Well, first and foremost,
Okay.
they have to figure out what types of intermediaries they're going to work with.
Right.
Are they going to use agents?
Yeah.
Wholesalers?
Uh-huh.
Retailers?
Yeah.
Or a mix of all of them?
We talked about all those different players earlier.
We did.
Yep.
And the choice really depends on a lot of things. You know, the type of product, the market they're targeting, the overall company strategy.
Right.
So, for example, a company selling like high-end luxury goods.
Okay.
They might go with exclusive distributors and retailers,
Okay.
you know, to maintain that sense of prestige
Right.
and control over how customers experience the brand.
Like those designer boutiques. They
Exactly.
only carry a few brands.
Yeah,
It creates that feeling of exclusivity.
it does.
Okay.
But then a company selling those everyday consumer goods,
Mm-hmm.
they might choose intensive distribution,
Right.
trying to get their product everywhere they can.
Yeah, I see.
It's about finding that balance, right?
Right.
Between reach and control.
Right.
Depends on what they're trying to achieve.
Their goals and the market they're after.
Exactly.
So once they've decided on the types of intermediaries,
Yes.
then they have to figure out how many
Right.
at each level.
Yes.
This is where those terms come in.
It is.
Intensive, selective, exclusive distribution.
Yeah.
Okay, so intensive distribution.
Yeah.
That's where you're trying to get your product,
Everywhere. Everywhere you can.
like convenience stores, vending machines.
Gas stations, supermarkets, you name it.
You want it everywhere.
You want it to be easy for people to buy,
Right, right.
especially those impulse buys.
Okay, what about selective distribution?
Selective distribution is more about choosing specific retailers
Yeah.
that match your brand
Okay,
and your target market.
right.
So think about a company selling like high-performance athletic wear.
Okay.
They wouldn't want to sell their stuff in a discount store.
Right, right.
It would make them look cheap.
Right.
They'd probably choose those specialty sporting goods stores
Yeah.
Or department stores with a dedicated section.
Okay, so quality over quantity in that case.
Exactly.
Maintaining the brand image.
It is.
Okay, what about exclusive distribution?
Exclusive distribution is really limited.
Okay.
You give just a few dealers the right to sell your products
Okay.
in their specific areas. This is common for luxury brands
Mhm,
or
mhm.
products that need some specialized knowledge or service.
Like high-end cars.
High-end cars, designer jewelry.
Yeah.
They want that air of scarcity, exclusivity, and they
Mm.
need to make sure those dealers really know their stuff.
They can provide that great customer service.
Exactly. It's all about adding to the brand's value.
Okay, so we've got the types of intermediaries, we've
Sure.
got the number,
Yep.
the level of exclusivity.
hmm
What's next?
Well, then you have to lay out the responsibilities for
Okay.
each channel member.
Right.
This is where you get into the nitty-gritty.
Okay.
Pricing, promotion, logistics, customer service.
It's like a job description.
It is. For each team member,
Yeah.
you got to be clear
Okay.
about who's doing what
Yeah.
to avoid problems later on.
Makes sense.
So this decision-making process can be complex.
I bet.
There are some frameworks companies can
see.
use to help design those channels effectively.
Okay. Tell me about them.
One of the most common is the 6 C's of channel design.
6 C's. All right, I'm ready.
So the first C is cost.
Okay.
Companies have to look at the cost of setting up,
Right.
managing those different channel options.
Makes sense.
Things like transportation, warehousing, the cost of training your partners.
So weigh the benefits against the costs.
Exactly.
Okay.
The second C is capital.
Capital. Okay.
That's the financial resources
Mhm.
to actually invest in the channel.
Gotcha.
Some channels need a big upfront investment,
Like what?
like setting up a network of stores
Okay.
or investing in a really fancy logistics system.
You got to have the money to back it up.
You do.
Okay, what's the third C?
The third C is control.
Control, right?
We talked about this.
Yeah.
More intermediaries.
Yeah.
Less control.
Less control
You have to decide how much you're willing to give up
for that wider reach.
for that reach.
Okay.
The fourth C is coverage.
Coverage, okay.
That's the geographic reach. You know, do you want to target local, regional, national, international?
So if it's a niche product,
Yeah,
you might choose a more localized channel.
exactly.
But if it's something everyone wants,
Yeah,
you need a broader channel.
a much broader channel.
Okay, what's number 5?
Number 5 is character.
Character.
This one's a bit more about making sure your channel fits your brand
Okay,
and your target market.
I see.
So like a company selling eco-friendly products,
Yeah.
they'd probably work with retailers who also care about sustainability.
So the message is consistent.
Yes,
It all makes sense to the customer.
exactly.
All right, last C.
The last C is continuity.
I'm ready? Okay.
This is all about the long term.
Okay,
You know, is this channel going to stay relevant,
right.
profitable over time?
You got to think about the future.
You do. Got to future-proof your strategy.
Okay, so those are the 6 C's.
The 6 C's of channel design.
I like it. A good framework.
It is.
Now, companies can't just design the channel and forget about it, right?
Yeah. No, they can't.
They have to manage it,
They do.
make sure it's working.
It's an ongoing process.
What are the steps involved?
So first, you have to pick the right partners.
Right.
You need to do your research,
Okay.
make sure they have a good track record.
Okay.
They're financially solid,
Yeah.
committed to good customer service.
By choosing your team.
It is. You want people you can rely on.
Exactly.
And once you've got your team,
yeah.
you have to keep them motivated,
Okay.
manage them effectively.
How do you do that?
You set clear expectations.
Okay.
You provide support, training,
Right.
maybe offer incentives for good performance.
It's a partnership.
It is.
Everyone benefits.
Everyone benefits.
Okay. And then what?
Then you have to evaluate how those channels are performing.
Okay.
Are they hitting those sales targets?
Right.
Are customers happy?
Yeah.
Are they adapting to changes in the market?
You got to hold everyone accountable.
You do?
Make sure things are running smoothly.
As smoothly as possible.
Now, there's a legal side to all of this too, right?
Oh, there is.
What are some of the key things students should know about that?
Well, there are laws to prevent companies from being anti-competitive
Okay.
and to ensure things are fair.
Makes sense.
So, like, there are laws against price fixing.
Okay.
That's where companies get together and set prices really high.
Oh, right. So it's not a free market anymore.
No, it's not.
Yep.
And there are laws against predatory pricing.
That's that.
That's where companies set prices super low
Okay.
to try and drive their competitors out of business.
Wow, that's intense.
It is. It's all about making sure everyone plays by the rules.
A level playing field.
Exactly.
Okay.
And there are laws about the relationships between manufacturers
Okay.
and their partners,
Okay.
like laws against exclusive dealing.
What's that?
That's where a manufacturer says a retailer can't sell competitor products.
Oh, wow.
And there are laws against tying arrangements.
Okay.
That's where they force a retailer to buy one product to get another.
So it's about protecting both sides,
It is.
the manufacturers and the retailers,
Yes.
making sure no one's being taken advantage of.
Exactly.
These legal issues are important.
They are very important.
They can really affect those decisions about channel design and management.
They can.
Sounds like companies need good lawyers.
They do, to help them navigate all of this.
Okay, so let's move on to the actual process of getting those products from point A to point B.
Yes.
Marketing logistics.
This is where the magic happens.
Okay.
Or physical distribution, as it's sometimes called.
Right.
It's all about efficiency,
Yeah.
making sure those products get to the customer on time.
In good condition.
In good condition, absolutely.
Okay, what are the main things involved in all of this?
So first, you have warehousing.
Okay.
That's storing the products safely
Right.
until they're ready to go.
Okay.
Companies have to decide if they'll manage their own warehouses
Mm.
or use a third party.
Okay.
And there are different types of warehouses.
Like what?
You've got those massive distribution centers.
Oh, yeah.
They're all about speed and automation.
Right. They use all that fancy technology.
They do. Conveyor belts, sorting systems, robots.
That's like a well-oiled machine.
It is.
Okay, what about inventory management?
Inventory management is tricky.
Yeah.
You got to find the right balance,
Right.
enough product to meet demand, but not too much.
Yeah.
Companies use forecasting models,
Right.
data analytics,
Right.
to predict what they'll need.
So it's not just a guessing game.
No, it's much more sophisticated than that.
Okay.
And technology plays a huge role.
Oh, of course.
Things like RFID tags, barcode scanners.
Yeah.
It makes tracking and managing inventory so much easier.
It's like giving each product its own little tracker.
It is.
So you know where it is at all times.
Exactly.
Okay, so once you have your inventory figured out,
Yeah.
you got to get into your customers.
That's where transportation comes in.
And there's so many options now.
Oh, there are. Trucks, trains, ships, planes.
I've even heard of drones being used.
Drones, too. It's amazing.
Yeah.
The choice really depends on a lot of factors.
Like what?
The type of product,
Okay.
how far it's going,
Right.
how fast it needs to get there,
Mm-hmm.
and of course the cost.
So fresh produce might go by air.
Yes, to keep it fresh.
Okay.
But something like coal or grain,
Yeah.
that might go by rail or barge,
Okay.
slower but cheaper. And then there's multimodal transportation.
Multimodal, what's that?
That's using multiple modes.
Okay.
So maybe a container goes by ship from China to the US,
Okay.
then gets loaded onto a truck for the last leg of the journey.
It's like planning a trip for your products.
It is finding the best route.
Okay, so all of this requires a lot of information, right?
A lot of information. You
Yeah.
gotta know where your stuff is,
Yeah.
when it's gonna arrive.
If there are any problems.
Exactly. That's logistics information management.
Okay.
Using technology to track it all,
Right.
manage inventory levels, communicate with everyone involved.
So everyone's in the loop.
Everyone's in the loop.
No surprises.
No surprises.
Okay, so what kind of technology we're talking about?
So there are things like electronic data interchange, or EDI,
Okay.
that lets companies exchange documents electronically.
Okay.
No more paper.
Less room for error.
Exactly. It makes things much more efficient.
Right.
And then there are transportation management systems.
TMS.
TMS, yes.
Okay.
They help plan those shipping routes,
Okay.
track those shipments,
Yeah.
manage the costs.
So technology is making logistics much easier.
It is faster, more efficient, more transparent.
Okay, now we have to talk about sustainability.
Yes, it's becoming so important in every part of business.
Yeah.
And logistics is no exception.
So how are companies greening their supply chains?
They're looking at everything.
Like what?
Reducing packaging waste,
Okay.
using fuel-efficient transportation,
Mm-hmm.
sourcing sustainable materials.
So every step of the
Every
way,
step of the way.
they're trying to be more eco-friendly.
They are. And it's not just about doing the right thing.
Right.
It's also good business.
How so?
Well, customers care about this stuff.
Yeah, they do.
They want to buy from companies that are sustainable.
It's a selling point.
It is. A big one.
Okay.
And there are cost savings, too.
Oh, okay.
Reducing waste, using less energy.
Yeah.
It all adds up.
So it's a win-win.
It is good for the planet and good for business.
I love it.
And there are some really cool things happening.
Oh, like what?
Companies are using alternative fuels,
Okay.
biodiesel, electric vehicles.
I've seen those.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're using solar power,
Okay.
recycled materials.
Wow, it's great to see all this innovation.
It is. It's really inspiring.
All right, well, this has been an amazing deep dive into marketing channels.
It has.
We've covered so much,
We have.
but I think it's important to remember the big picture.
Yes, it is.
What's it all about?
Creating value for the customer.
That's it.
Every decision, every strategy should be focused on that.
Whether it's convenience, price, selection, whatever.
Wherever it is.
That's what matters.
And that value proposition is always changing.
What do you mean?
Think about those subscription boxes again.
Okay.
It's not just about the products.
Right.
It's the experience,
Got
the
it.
discovery,
Yeah.
the feeling of getting something curated just for you.
So marketing is becoming more personalized,
It is.
more targeted,
Yeah,
more about building those relationships with customers.
that's a great way to put it.
Okay.
And data is playing a huge role in all of this.
Of course.
Companies know so much about us now.
They do.
They know what we like, what we buy,
Right.
and they're using that to design better marketing,
Yeah.
anticipate our needs,
Okay.
create those personalized experiences.
Like marketing is becoming more scientific,
It is more data-driven.
but also more creative, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
They're constantly trying new things,
Okay.
new ways to reach us, new ways to deliver value.
It's an exciting time to be in marketing.
It really is.
Okay, I have to ask,
Yeah.
where do you see all of this going in the future?
Well, things are going to keep changing
Right.
faster and faster.
More.
More AI, more machine learning, more automation.
Okay.
And those lines between online and offline,
Yeah.
they're going to keep getting blurrier.
We're going to see more of those seamless experiences
We
that
are.
we talked
We
about.
are.
Okay, what else?
I think personalization is going to be even bigger.
Okay.
Companies will tailor their messages to each of us,
Wow.
making them more relevant,
Okay.
more engaging,
Mhm.
ultimately more effective.
So from mass marketing to one-to-one marketing.
That's a great way to think about it.
Okay, what else?
And I think we're going to see more emphasis on sustainability
Yep.
and ethical marketing.
Yeah, customers care about that.
They do. They're demanding it.
Yeah.
They want companies to be transparent,
Right.
accountable.
So it's not just about profit anymore.
No, it's not. It's
Ooh,
about making
okay.
a positive impact.
I like that.
It's a good thing.
Okay.
And companies are realizing that doing good is good for business.
It all comes together.
It does.
Wow, it's amazing to think about all the possibilities,
It is.
but it can also be a bit overwhelming.
It can, especially for students just starting out.
Right.
It's a lot to take in.
It is.
But that's where Grade Guru comes in.
Great Guru.
Yes.
Such a great resource.
It is.
If you want to learn about marketing channels,
And do well in those exams.
head over to gradeguru.nl.
That's right.
They've got those practice exams, summaries,
Mhm.
all sorts of tools to help you.
They make it so easy to access everything.
It's like having a tutor right there with you.
It is.
So if you're feeling lost, gradeguru.nl is the place to go.
Absolutely.
Okay, now let's move on to our final topic for today.
Okay.
The role of technology in all of this.
Oh, yeah. It's a game changer.
It really is.
It's impacting everything.
I know. Where do we even begin?
It's a lot, right?
It is. It feels like there's a new tech every day.
It's true, but one of the biggest things has been on data.
Data.
Data, yeah.
Okay.
Companies have so much information now
Okay.
about their customers, their preferences, their habits,
Yeah.
and they're using it to really personalize things.
What?
Their marketing messages, their promotions.
Okay, so they can target them better.
Target them better, exactly.
Yeah.
They can even predict what you might buy next.
It's like they can see the future.
It's like a crystal ball, right?
Yeah.
And it's all thanks to AI and machine learning.
Oh, right.
These technologies are amazing.
Yeah,
They can
yeah.
analyze all that data
Okay.
and make predictions that are shockingly accurate.
So it's not just about having the data.
Yeah.
It's about knowing what to do with it.
Exactly. Using it to make better decisions.
About the channels, the products, how to engage with customers.
Absolutely. And then there's automation.
Automation, right?
Yeah. We talked about how it's changing logistics,
Yeah.
but it's impacting other things too.
Like what?
Customer service,
Okay.
order fulfillment.
I've noticed that
Yeah.
more and more companies using chatbots
Right.
to answer those basic questions.
It frees up the human agents
Okay.
to deal with the more complicated stuff.
So it's more efficient.
Much more efficient.
Okay.
And automation helps with processing orders,
Right.
tracking shipments,
Okay.
managing that inventory,
All without humans.
all without humans.
That's incredible.
It really is.
And saves a lot of time and money, I bet.
It does. It reduces errors too.
It's like having a little robot helper.
It is.
Okay. And then we have to talk about social media.
Social media, oh yeah,
Completely changed the game.
changed everything.
How so?
Well, it's changed how companies communicate.
Right.
It's a two-way street now.
Okay.
Companies can have conversations.
With their customers.
Yes,
Yeah.
they can listen to what they have to say.
Right. Build relationships.
Build relationships, exactly.
Okay.
And it's great for driving traffic
To their websites, to their stores.
to their websites, their stores. Yeah.
Okay.
It's become essential for most companies.
Wow. It's amazing how much things have changed.
It is.
So what's next?
What's next?
Yeah, where do you see this all going?
It's only going to get faster,
Okay.
more change,
Okay.
even more AI, machine learning, automation.
All right, what else?
We're going to see even more of those seamless experiences,
Blending online and offline.
blending it all together.
Okay.
And I think personalization is going to get even bigger.
Okay.
Companies using data to tailor everything to each customer.
Wow, that's really interesting.
It is. It's about making marketing more relevant,
Okay.
more engaging,
Right.
more effective.
Okay.
It's a shift from mass marketing to one-to-one marketing.
That's a big shift.
It is.
Okay.
Anything else?
I think sustainability will be even more important.
Okay.
And ethical marketing.
Right. Customers are demanding it
They are. They want companies to be good.
to do the right thing.
Yes, and companies are realizing
Yeah.
that doing good is good for business.
It's a win-win.
It is.
So many possibilities,
It's exciting.
but also a little daunting,
It can be.
especially for students
Yes.
trying to learn all of this.
It's a lot, but that's where Grade Guru comes in.
Grade Guru,
Yeah,
they can help you master all of this.
they can.
GradeGuru.nl.
That's the place to go.
Practice exams, summaries, everything you need.
Easy to access.
It's like having a tutor with you.
It is.
So GradeGuru.nl if you're feeling lost.
Absolutely.
All right, that brings us to the end of our deep dive
It does.
into marketing channels.
Fascinating world, isn't it?
It is. It's so much more than I ever realized.
It really is.
Thank you for joining us on the deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.